Good day everyone. We will be talking about Article 186, Monopolies and Combinations in Restraint of Trade. So these are the provisions under Article 186. So what comes into your mind if you hear the word monopoly? According to some references, these are the definitions of monopoly. A specific person or enterprise is the only supplier of a particular commodity. When a company and its product offerings dominate one sector or industry, a market structure characterized by a single seller. So here in this sample situation, let's figure out whether monopoly is present. In an oil cartel in a specific place, Ida, Lorna, and Fe are the ones who control the commodity. They enter into an agreement that their pricing will be identical. In other words, to prevent competition, because if they will be fighting each other, it will be cutthroat. So to prevent trouble among them, when one will double her price, then the others will double theirs too. Anyway, the public will still run to all of them. They cannot do anything. In effect, they have entered into combination or monopoly. That is precisely what is punishable in monopolies and combinations in restraint of the trade. Was there really monopoly in this case? So let's figure out whether the elements are present. These are the elements of monopoly: that a person is a manufacturer, producer or processor, principal or agent, wholesaler, or retailer of any merchandise or object of commerce, and that he shall combine, conspire, or agree in any manner with any person to monopolize any merchandise or object of trade or commerce. As a review, under Article 8 of RPC, a conspiracy exists when two or more persons come to an agreement concerning the commission of a felony and decide to commit it. Now in this sample situation, all the elements were present. There was a manufacturer or a producer or a processor, and that they combine, conspire, or agree in each other to monopolize any merchandise or object of trade or commerce. What if the combination or monopoly involves companies or corporations? Who will be liable? The last paragraph of Article 186 states that whenever any of the offenses described above is committed by a corporation or association, the President and each one of its agents or representatives in the Philippines, in case of a foreign corporation or association, who shall have knowingly permitted or failed to prevent the commission of such offense, shall be held liable as principals thereof. The revised Penal Code was enacted more than 50 years ago. Moreover, the RPC patterned after the Spanish Penal Code, which was enacted more than a century ago. During the time of its enactment, the Philippine legislators certainly did not envision the mechanics of doing business in the Philippines. These are the goals and vision of the Philippine Competition Act. The bottom line is it wants to liberalize key sectors in the economy, provide equal opportunities to all in pursuit of the entrepreneurial spirit, and regulate or prohibit monopolies when the public interest so requires, and that no combinations in restraint of trade or unfair competition shall be allowed. Said Act is applicable to any person or entity engaged in any trade, industry, and commerce in the Republic of the Philippines. International trade having direct, substantial, and reasonably foreseeable effects in trade, industry, or commerce in the Republic of the Philippines, including those that result from acts done outside the Republic of the Philippines. Lastly, these are the acts punishable: restricting competition as to price or components thereof or other terms of trade, fixing price at auction or in any form of bidding, setting, limiting, or controlling production, markets, technical development, or investment, dividing or sharing the market, selling goods or services below cost, imposing barriers to entry or committing acts, making a transaction subject to acceptance by other parties of their obligations which, by the nature or according to commercial usage, have no connection with the transaction, setting prices or other terms or conditions that discriminate unreasonably between customers or sellers, imposing restrictions on the lease or contract for sale or trade of goods or services, making supply of particular goods or services dependent upon the purchase of other goods or services from the supplier, directly or indirectly imposing unfairly low purchase prices for the goods or services, directly or indirectly imposing unfair purchase or selling price on their competitors, customers, suppliers, or consumers, and limiting production, markets, or technical development to the prejudice of consumers. That would be all. Thank you so much for listening and have a good day.